Okay. We had to. That's my fault, guys. I even rushed the last segment because I had to jump on a call and save the world real quick. Eric can attest to this. Eric, you can attest to this. That my patience has grown over time.
For sure. For sure. It's not paper thin like it used to be. It's more like bologna now. Like the fat bologna. So that's a huge step.
Hey,
from
cushion for the
paper
pushing, baby.
thin
More cushion for
to
the
fat
pushing.
bologna.
But yeah, just taking care of some business, saving the world. But I appreciate you guys sticking with us. We were on a roll, so we lost a lot of our viewers. I don't blame them for leaving. Like, shit happens when we're on call. We got to do shit. But shout out to KJ jumping in there. Shout out to there's 4 people still watching. I love it.
They hung out for us, man.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you got to do what you got to do. But other than that, before we get to our last topic, man, we just out here shooting the breeze. 4 people still watching. Okay, I just want to make sure the stream was still up.
Yeah, no, I got it up. So, yeah. Last topic. All right.
I'm not going to put Eric on blast for changing his shirt, but he did change his shirt.
While on our intermission, see what I had on was not company appropriate, and my wife's having one of her female friends on, so she was like, I need you to go put on more clothes.
Can we talk about this real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk? Because
mm-hmm.
I have I've been to some of my boys' houses.
Yeah.
And Eric, you know me. I've been around your wife. You know me as a person. I've been in your house. You've been in my home. Your wife has been in my home. I try and keep things super copacetic, super good. In fact, the greatest compliment I've ever received to Shawnee, and I still brag about this shit, is that my guest bathroom was the cleanest bathroom she's ever seen.
From a dude. From some ladies too. Shawnee's very particular about bathrooms.
So that still is the ringing endorsement that I live upon, and at my wedding, I hope she gives that speech.
Yeah, she'll just be happy to be at your wedding. You have a wife. That would make Shawnee over the moon.
So recently, I found myself in a situation where I was at an acquaintance house. I don't really know this person, but I had to go pick them up, and we were moving something, so I had to go into this person's house, and they had they had the wife there, but more importantly, they have a very enthusiastic 22-year-old living at home. And the 22-year-old is in her house. She's comfortable. I didn't pay no mind to it, but she was just wearing a wife beater and shorts. No bra.
Out of pocket.
And I felt like, I just caught this out of the corner of my eye, but I felt like if she had a heads up that I was coming in, she'd been more prepared. But there was sort of this laxed energy for her not to like go make a move. Would you have said something to her once I made headway into the house to be like, what's the car? Go change.
Oh, 100%. 100%. No. I would have said, hey, I got a grown man coming over here. Be decent.
Do you think that's fair though?
It's 100% fair. Even if you're in your house, you still need to be decent in front of people that you don't know. Again, this is simply about perception. I'm not saying I'm not saying to diminish the comfortability you have in your home at all. But you're a young lady, there's a grown man coming over that you don't know. And yes, it's cool that your mom and first of all, even as a dad, I don't want to see my daughter's titties. I'm sorry. Put a bra on, put a hoodie on. I don't care what you put on. I know they're there. I just don't want to see them.
But I feel like so that's not her problem though. That's your problem.
It's not the little girl's problem. But I'm saying if it was my daughter.
Okay.
If it was my daughter, I don't want to see them. Put them away. Number two, I'm a guy. I have self control, but you see some young. Okay, was she? Exactly. Shout out to Keisha. She said either she's basically agreeing with me. Either put on something to cover up the fact that I can see the entire shape of your bosom, or go put on something thick like a hoodie. I'm not telling you to put a bra on necessarily. Put on a hoodie. Put something, unless you're just that well endowed up top that you have to stay in your room. Keisha says put the bra on and stay in the room. Like hoodie or stay in the room if you don't want to wear the bra. And I think that's perfect.
I'm just being contrary to be contrary, because like I did, even me just being the person I am, I'm like, oh, excuse me, as I'm walking out of the room to like give her space to exit the room. The father kind of was like, oh, it's fine, just we're leaving, you don't have to worry about moving. So I was like, okay, but that's just me.
Yeah, no, Keisha says it's about upbringing. She says her family was taught to go out in clothes or go somewhere else. It's like, she says, I don't know these people coming in the house, but they don't need to see my goods. And again, as a lady, that's the mentality. Whoever this 22-year-old was so flippant with her physicality, physique, whatever you want to call it, sexuality, I'm at home. I'm not putting this on. And the fact that her parents didn't address it immediately speaks more to how they raised her versus who she is as a person. Because Keisha said it wouldn't fly in her house, wouldn't fly in my house either. Yeah. I mean, would it fly? Okay, if mother and father Abdullah were there, one of your sister's female cousins, was at the crib, comfortable. Would they be allowed to walk around with no bra? Were they allowed to walk around with no bra, or at least decently covered?
Mama Duke's got the full guard on from head to toe.
Exactly. So I already know how you were raised. Do you think they wouldn't have made it
to the door?
Exactly.
They wouldn't have made it to the door. The person would have knocked at the door and be like, "Hey, I'm here to pick up the thing." I'm like, "Whoa,
hold on." You get to pause.
Yeah, pause. I hear you.
Give me a couple minutes.
Yeah, hold on.
Let me go get decent.
And then everybody in the house would be good. All right, come on in, bro. But yeah. I just found it strange that was it happened. It was a thought, and now this is a free segment. Yeah. Truth of the matter be told, we do like to see the nips out, but the nips aren't for everybody.
We do. And the only reason why I really changed Shani was like, if you could stay in that room, because what I had on was some shorts that I'm only gonna wear in the house. And she has a female friend over, and if I come out, this female friend is gonna see my whole business, and Shani's not having that.
Not having it. You damn right, Shani. You don't share Eric with nobody other than me on this goddamn podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
But last topic for what I know. What are we talking about here? Man, this is some depressing shit, to be honest.
You talking about this last topic?
Yeah, man. I just don't, because you want to know why it's depressing, bro?
Why?
Because we have to keep talking about it. It's and the comparisons I'm gonna make is gonna be fucking trifling, but it has to be done. So let's just Eric, let me pose a question to you, all right? If I told you yesterday 9/11 happened, what do you think the situation would be of this country? Like, if I told you on Wednesday 9/11 happened, what would be the situation?
It'd be absolute chaos, fear. People would be scrambling, trying to figure things out. What do I do? Where do I go?
And
who do we shoot?
And let's say the president came out and said, "Please, everyone, we don't know where these terrorists are, but we need everyone to just stay in their house until we can figure this out." Do you think Americans would be like, "No, let's go out shopping"?
No, I don't honestly believe they would. I think the situation probably would have been very similar. I think it would have started off with absolute dismay and fear, and people just on those two emotions would have stayed inside. But
So
after a while, they would have come out. All right, man, we haven't caught these people. All right, y'all need some help. Me and Jasper are loading up the truck to come find these same coons.
So the thing that baffles me is on Wednesday when 200 more people died in the country in one day than all of September 11th. Why don't we see the problem with this? Like, why is this still a discussion? Like, why aren't our leaders like? Yeah, I'm gonna ring Gavin Newsom here for being a little bit of a soft shit, because truth be told, you not setting mandates and allowing bars to stay open is not enough. The mandates we have are clearly not enough. We cannot trust businesses to dictate health issues. When you're literally in Los Angeles, they literally were on Tuesday were going to shut down the biggest testing center in the urban area for a movie to be shot. And it wasn't until they got hot water in their bath that they said, "Oh, wait, we're gonna leave it open."
Hey, no free advertisement, Heero. No free.
Yeah,
advertisement.
I wasn't gonna say.
I'm talking about what you got in your hand.
Oh shit! What, you can see that?
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, but they can't see it on camera. I was like, they can see that. They can't see it on camera. The only thing we're only sponsored here is sushi, Blue Sushi. That's the only thing.
Blue Sushi and Sake Grill. That's the only place we're talking about.
Free pub too. But the thing that bothered me is that we're currently sitting at, and we talked about this on the show. We're currently, I don't know if they can even see this on man. Let me see. Let me shrink my screen. We're sitting at 276,000 people dead, and just for argument's sake, I'll just round that up. That's 280,000 people. That's 280,000 people dead, and we're 4 days into December. 300,000 is possible.
It's
and
probably
that's
devastating.
devastating.
People are out in the droves. They're still out just store shopping. I live right across the street from a Kohl's, and I'm looking. I was like, the parking lot is packed. Home Depot was packed the other day when I went in there to get a couple items.
14.2 million people. Today, 2.8 thousand people died. That's another September 11th. So like, the reason, once again, we're talking about this just to keep it in the conscience. Like, we don't enjoy talking about this. We think it's sad that we haven't come to a consensus that to this day, people are still arguing about wearing masks. Like,
I understand why. Like, I just recently figured out why people were so on edge about wearing a mask.
Can you explain it to me? I'm still confused.
So apparently, I guess because for context again, Heero and I both are medical professionals and have been in the medical field for the both of us, I think probably about the same amount of time, at least 8 years apiece. And the one thing that we know is we have to wear a mask. There's places where we're allowed to take it off, but for the most part, the places that we are in, hospitals and surgery centers, boot font shoe covers and mask are not optional ever. And if you're in the OR, you have to have eye protection. So we're used to having our whole head and face covered. It's normal for us.
Beard. Even when I'm like shaving like this, I'm gonna shave tonight.
Listen. I still have to wear a beard guard. Like, I have to wear a beard guard, like cover my whole joint, face sweating, bald head, juice dripping down into my beard guard on, mouth off from breathing in my own exhaust, mouth all moist, beard all moist. It's how we live. It's nothing new. The point is that people have been hearing things that tell them, well, and there's people, quote unquote, big YouTubers, scientific people coming out and saying, well, we locked down for 2 weeks, and then, we've had the country shut down for the greater part of this year, and people are wearing masks everywhere, and the virus is still going. And I was like, having this conversation with one person because they're trying to tell me, well, some people say the masks aren't effective. I said, hold on there, player. I said, I went to Missouri, and nobody had a mask on. I just talked to my medical director the other day. He told me his wife was in Destin, Florida, and in Destin, ain't nobody wearing a mask. I said, and you see why Florida has a problem. Now listen, Texas got the same problem, but the Texas problem is when I go out, I don't ever see people without masks. What I do see people do is the whole chin diaper thing. They just put
dick
the
nose
sock.
shit.
Yeah, they just put the chin diaper, so they cover this much. It's like your nostrils and your mouth are share the same airway. It needs to be covered. If the thing is here, you're not exhaling out of your mouth. You're exhaling out of your nose. You're inhaling through your nose and exhaling out, and it's in the ether for me to inhale. And I'm not talking about it. Number B, you don't even know. If most of people don't even know that if they're carrying the virus or not. The majority of people that are dying, and we can probably pull the stats up if we can get. I don't know if you can access the CDC data quickly, but
Pulling it up now.
it's you can see the amount of people that died in the age range 55 plus. They make up over 200,000 of the deaths. I mean, and this is for me the last time I looked when we were at around 250,000 deaths. Over 200,000 of those deaths were from that age range. I said, it's not cool. I said, one thing about me, I understand. We do not take care or give respect to the elderly, the widowed, and the veterans in this country. I'm not going to go off on that tangent. All that to say, there are a lot of people who are out here saying that you shouldn't wear a mask. Well, maybe the masks aren't that effective. I heard some YouTuber with millions of subscribers and hundreds of millions of views on their channels and got the nerve to say, well, maybe the masks aren't that effective. I was like, boy, kill yourself. Save us all the trouble. I was like, the mask protects other people from you. I know somebody who's contracted the virus, had 2 negative tests, and then later got it again. So people can get it again. Don't believe what the news is telling you. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable for you not to put the daggone mask on your face.
It's the bare minimum.
It's to me when I see people not wearing it, the immediate feeling that I get, and you can call me a jerk for this, I get immediately feel disrespect.
Yeah, you don't. You're telling the world I don't care.
Yes, and it's again. I know if I get it, I have a greater than 90% chance to recover from it. If I was out here just not giving a crap about anybody else, I'd be out here rolling the dice every day. I said, but also I know that the older people are the ones who basically make up that small little window, that small little percentile of people who won't recover from it are those people. And it's not cool. It just ain't cool. I don't shout out to Keisha. She says America is an individualistic country. It's exhausting AF, and I couldn't say it better. People are so self-absorbed. But again, Heero, we live in a country where this is how we live our life. So if all you ever do is this, all you can ever see is yourself.
If there was anything in life that I wanted to be better than India, Brazil, Russia, France. If there was anything in life I would
especially France, oh my God.
It wouldn't be leading the world in cases and deaths.
Yeah.
Like the failing of our situation is what's really embarrassing. Because if you had to say anything positive about 2020, it would be that our economy and our infrastructure held up. But when put to the test, look at where we are.
Yeah, I mean.
So, I guess like I'm gonna beat this up for a little bit, but let's talk about this idiot.
Oh boy.
He ran. I believe he ran for the Democratic Party. What is this dude's name? Let's get a picture of this guy, Delaney. This dude's plan. And this is how you know rich people are out of like
out of touch.
They don't understand the working class people. This ass wipe said to a group of people who do not believe in taking.
Is that Tom Delaney?
Tom Delaney? You know, there's people out here who don't believe in taking the vaccine because they're scared. because
I'm not okay.
and,
I'm not trying to take the first round of the vaccine. Let
but
me let a few other jokers get poked for 6 months,
hey,
and let me watch what
but you know
happens
what?
to them.
And this is the thing, and this is why I can't push back on this, because in the history of vaccine creation, there's never been an expedited version like this. There's never been anything like this. But to the vaccine's credit, if you understand basic chemistry and
Most people
biology
don't,
and
so
biology.
you're gonna have to talk to the slow people
Okay,
in the back.
so let me give you like this, and this is if you want to explain to somebody, because I've already admitted I'm going to take this. I'm going to get my vaccine and I'm going to live stream it. Mm-hmm. Like I just because people just need to feel comfortable about what's going on. But let me explain this to people who don't like understand the science. Let me break it down to you. mRNA, right? That is a form of protein, and the proteins in our body basically work with amino acids, and amino acids turn into proteins, and these are just the fundamental building blocks of life. Up until one point in life, we believed that amino acids were the structure of life, and that was everything that it could be. But at some point, we then realized that proteins are used to program, and proteins have a wonderful ability of communicating between different parts of our organs or our systems in our tissues in order to tell us at length what these tissues and systems should do. So proteins are sort of like the working bodies. And the mRNA vaccine, or rather a virus that can talk to it, just does that. It just talks to it. It gives those systems instructions on what to follow. So for example, if you went to IKEA, right? Mm-hmm. If you went to IKEA and bought a table, you wouldn't necessarily know how to put that table together. But if you did, it's because you've had prior experience. But now let's say you need to put together a chandelier. I don't know too many people that have had to put together a chandelier. If you have, you're a beast. But for the people that don't, instructions would be useful. And that's what this vaccine is. This is not a vaccine that uses antibodies. This is a vaccine that uses proteins to give us instructions on how to fight. So this is another misconception. This vaccine will not protect you from getting corona. You will still get corona, but the chances of you dying or going into phase 2 is limited, because every virus functions on a plethora of 4 basic scales. And if there's 4 places for it to insert, and this vaccine functions to cover 4 of them, then the virus can't progress, and therein lies the success. So you'll still catch the bug, you'll still spread it, and you can still infect people, but therein lies the issue. Because Eric, I've rambled here for a second, but Eric, I can't tell you, the moment I take this fucking vaccine, I'm getting my gym membership back, I'm eating sushi every Friday, I'm going back to the movie theaters, and I'm going back outside.
That's if they open things back up.
But I'll be outside. I won't have to suffer inside. I will go to the gym. If there's a gym, I'm gonna go there. Like, I'm so done.
The vaccine, but I mean, I think both of us and probably the majority of people have been done with it, and we love Heero's public service announcement for why you should get the vaccine in a very scientific way. Keisha's brain is stimulated right now, so that's always a plus. We got Heero to nerd out for like 5 minutes. That's always good. But even then, so I do have a question. If this is not going to prevent you from getting the virus and we have a 99% recovery rate, what incentive do people have to actually take the virus?
The incentive is that you want to take the virus or vaccine.
I mean, excuse me, the vaccine.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, for the virus, well, then you just don't care. But if for the vaccine, for vaccine purposes, if you can, let's say this, if you can go a week without running into an old person, a person with diabetes, a person with hypertension, a person with asthma, or a person with the heart issues. If you can go a week without running into those 5 people, you don't need this vaccine.
The only way to do that is to stay your tail in the crib.
And if you don't want to do that, then take the vaccine. But also, and dare I say this, you are completely within your right to be afraid. But what you are not allowed to do is to talk bullshit. This is something else you need to be able to. Joe Biden. It's a shame we have to say this, but if you know your constitutional rights, you know that this is not something that needs to be said. The vaccine isn't mandatory. It's never going to be mandatory. But if you want to get on a plane and if American Airlines, which is a private company, says everyone on our plane needs to be vaccinated, you got to.
And how does one prove they're vaccinated?
I mean, and therein lies the. I love what the clear people are doing. You know, the people at those agency kiosk booths. They're the ones
that about getting one. Huh? I'm gonna just go straight through TSA and get the pre
board. Yeah, so they're
TSA pre.
They're gonna handle it. Hey.
Yeah, but if TSA pre handles it, that's one thing. But the clear is just another thing, and it's dumb expensive.
It is, but but all they're doing is not a service. They are just going to be in charge of checking it because they have a HIPAA bylaw in their organization. TSA doesn't have a HIPAA bylaw for some strange reason.
Well, TSA sucks.
Yeah,
so bad.
You gotta try.
Just watch my wife got felt up by 2 female officers, and I was not having it. I think they were taking their sweet time because I was being obnoxious. I'm sorry. Sidebar. I was being hella obnoxious about it because I went through
the. Eric? You want to disclaimer?
Nah. They can have all this. All this today. I'm gonna pull my pants down and give all of it to them.
All right, go ahead.
Hey, listen. So we go on our way to Vegas. This is me and Shawnee's. This is like a couple weeks ago. This is our 7th wedding anniversary. We're taking early flights out. I scan my thing. I go through. I get my stuff. I didn't get sexually assaulted by the TSA officer. So I go. I put my shoes on. I turn around. I'm like, where's my wife? I'm looking around. Then I see some broad filling her up. Oh no. I go, and I'm like, bro, what's the problem? They wander like 3 times. Fill her up. The same cop fills her up twice. I'm like, all right, this is a problem. Then I have to wait another 5 minutes. I'm like, the lady's filling my wife up. I'm like, well, I say, are y'all at least gonna give her a cigarette afterwards? And I said it loud enough so people laughed. I was like, you know what? I don't care. And they kept on going. And then the supervisor comes over and she sees me standing there, and she just looking like she had a whole attitude. I was like, who broke your heart this morning? She comes over and does the whole thing, and I'm just looking at this lady like, bro, this is a bunch of foolishness. And I was like, well, we gonna make this dude wait because he got an attitude. And I was like, Shaniqua, if you don't get back there and hurry up and let my wife go, we're gonna have a problem. Anyway, rant over.
It's a shame, but this is the taking your shoes off and getting pat down. That's the cost of freedom in this godforsaken country. We can do that, but we still can't figure out how to get our luggage on the same plane we're traveling on. Can't figure that out. But the thing I want to go into next is like, okay, we've talked about people like, if you want to take the vaccine, don't come up on here and say the reason why you're not taking the vaccine is because they're trying to do something to us. America doesn't need to waste billions of dollars.
They could put it in the water.
Yeah, they don't think you're that special that they're gonna create a plot line for you to actually follow. You're if you think you're safe. But there was something that I did want to talk about, and it kind of ties back to Obama. Remember during the Flint crisis and the water crisis when he regrettably went up on national TV
and wet his lips
with water that he claimed was from Flint that we all know was really from a bottle from Air Force One that had been privately poured into that cup.
Come on now.
Now, this same dude is coming out with Bill Clinton, and of course he got a W, and they've all announced that they are going to take the vaccine shot on TV to help push this notion.
When I saw that, I was like, "That's a bunch of foolishness. These fools ain't whatever's in that needle." I said whatever's in that needle is not what you and I are getting. It's either something far superior, some reprocessed baby blood that makes them live an extra 50 years. I mean, these dudes Bill's getting up there, W's getting up there. I mean, Obama's no worse for wear.
But the thing is, I'm happy that they're going to push this. But the guy we back on now, Delaney, is just, he wants to incentivize people doing it. But it's sort of scary the way he did it, because he says you can get your PPE check if you get the shot. And I was just like,
you talking about the PPP check?
The stimulus check. Sorry.
You got to get the shot to get the stimulus check. So is this? It, to me, it seems like they're creating a sense of desperation
Exactly. And
to
I was
force
like,
people
but
to get it.
that's why.
So now I don't look so conspiracy theory
Exactly.
guy.
Exactly. Now he's making it harder for me to make sense of the situation. And this is a loser who didn't even make it in the Democratic first round. Like, shut up. Stop talking. Like, you guys don't understand how real people think. Like, even I had to sit back and say, bro, you can't be that dumb. You can't be that dumb.
They are. These people are old and senile. Either that or they just don't care about hiding it anymore. They used to be way better with their lies. Now they're just saying what it is to our face, and we just keep bending over and taking.
Of course, I dig a little bit deeper, and guess who's funding this idiot?
Soros?
No, Big Pharma.
Okay.
It's just
what do we expect? What do we expect from these people? This is my whole point. Again, remember, this is a Democrat. This is probably a moderate. And who's in his pocket? Wall Street. The same people that's in the rest of these fools' pockets. The same people who was in Obama's pocket, Kamala, Joe, hashtag woke Joe.
Hashtag woke Joe.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's the same freaking people. What we have to do is just tell them, you know what? Piss off. I'm not taking it. Because we don't know we really don't know. You gave us all that beautiful science about how it's supposed to work. But at the end of the day, if I can't analyze, if they can't get them to take their syringe, overfill it just a little bit, let me shoot some onto a plate, and let me put it under my own microscope, let me put it in the centrifuge and get it popping and figure out what the heck is actually in this solution. I have lots of questions. This has never ever happened in the history of humanity that we've gotten a vaccine, the quote unquote 90% effectiveness. We haven't done anything like this is unprecedented. Usually this takes at least 18 months, and this is with the human clinical trials.
Yeah.
We haven't done that. They signed up 43,000 people worldwide, have tested this thing out with 90% effectiveness and no quote unquote adverse reactions or side effects. I'm not buying it. Not buying it. I need to see all of the paperwork released, all the documentation released, all the study. I need to see how you did it, how you performed the test.
I mean,
because any average college science student knows what the scientific method is and can shoot that crap down if they didn't do it right.
Exactly. So that's to my point. Is if it's the fact that they allow it's not just going government, it's being private. That's a big bonus. John Hopkins looking at it, Stanford looking at it. These are well established. The fact that the FDA said that we speak now, Monday morning of next week, the first batch of the vaccine is actually going to be injected into real human beings. So we're going to have at least 2 weeks to see how this plays out before it gets to America. And I mean,
they were talking about rolling it out like in
the 13th.
Yeah, like Sunday or Monday, bro, of the following week, man. I mean, this is
it's here. And if I'm allowed to speak without anonymity, our hospital already has the first bases. Eric, you know I work with EVLP. So one of the first things they wanted to test was if we put a lung on EVLP that has and inject COVID into it after treating the lung, will the lung get COVID? And we're at I think 117 and still hasn't contracted it with a full viral dose. So it is promising, but obviously there's no blood. There's no other systems for it to hide in. It's just circulating. And a moving virus isn't a strong virus. That part we know. So I'm eager to see. I'm eager to see how it works more because I'm just ready, bro. I've been in the house. I should have been to Dallas 3 times by now.
Ain't nothing stopping you but you.
Well, I'm also trying to make sure I'm doing the best I can for my patients. It's hard being a good person.
No, not. No, it ain't. Don't let Heero lie to you. It's real easy to be a good person.
No, it's not.
People just too lazy to do it.
I mean, if not with the precautions.
Are you gonna disagree with me on that one? You should be agreeing with me. It's really easy to not be a scumbag.
It's really easy not to be a scumbag, and that's why I'm at home. Just stay home. It's easy.
Man, but I gotta get out here. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm out here. I'm out here in these streets at least twice a week. I ain't gonna lie to you.
See, Eric's lived a good life. He got his wife, he got his house, he got his life all together, and Eric is risking it for the biscuit. I'm still looking for the wife. I still want everything.
Hey, man. Heero, you got to preserve that and protect your genetic code. Does not need to be altered by some weird unknown virus that we have no idea what it can actually do, what it's actually capable of, besides destroying my
house so I don't mess this all up. But like,
so I can make sure that I have some nieces and nephews. Dang it, that's super selfish, I know. But I need Heero to get a wife so we can. If we could just find him a beautiful woman with half a brain, no self-esteem issues, and
you need a full brain to be confident in this world, man. I need a full brain wife.
You ain't. We haven't even found half yet. If we could find just half, and you were a certified 8. Hold on. I gotta read this comment. Keisha says, "Bruh, these are unprecedented times because I've never agreed with Eric this much in one sitting."
I was going to text her immediately after this. I was like, I didn't know, when did you and Eric start dating? Because this shit right here is strange.
But this is the part of Eric that lives on the left. Like I know he doesn't come out much. Yeah, I mean, but anyway.